What's up, GP?
Boom, boom,
What's up,
boom,
GP?
boom. Hey, sorry about that. Man, that 30 seconds went fast. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, man, welcome back to the channel. Monday market check in. As usual, we started early, start talking stocks and forget to click the button or just don't. It's fun just to talk stocks, though,
We
right?
just got so into talking about stocks.
It's one of my favorite things to do. If the people know stocks, it's fun to talk stocks too, and no one's asking you questions. You're just
Yeah,
talking amongst people that know stocks. A lot of my time is spent talking to people who don't really know stocks or they're trying to learn stocks. Let me pull up, pull this up. Ooh, man, look at this with Lockheed Martin.
yeah, I just added.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I think I had this on my B&B board. Let's see. As I was sitting there, I was looking at your homework and, we always share homework, whoever's ahead. And did you notice on Friday it had a doji?
yeah, I noticed it.
It
It
was
was
a
still on my watch list though, because it was not above the 5, but I did write down it was at a doji.
the I think I was telling you this too. The moment I get that doji and it's at an area where, it had stopped before in my more aggressive trading days. I mean, I'm on that. And I was telling you one of the things that I used to do in my heart fast money trading days, I guess you call it. Um, I would have bought that on Friday. Everything's line up, right? We just don't have the break above the 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I used to buy like call options or whatever, depending on how you want to play it. And then at the open, it's got to take off, and then boom, I'd be closing it out. And I might have 2 or 3 of those. I would scan my portfolio, and I'm not going to do it with stocks I don't know. You know,
Right.
they're things that I'm already running. Um, that's the beauty of that. You know, a lot of my trades would come from inside of my buy and hold. So then over here in another account, I would trade them, and that helps you keep from trading your buy and hold. You can
Definitely
start,
having
yeah.
multiple accounts for different purposes.
I think that's one of the that used to be something people used to tell me all the time, that doing that one thing totally changed their ability to hold stocks, and it scratched that itch of trying to do something.
Yeah,
And it's okay. You can fuck around your trading account. Let's say you win some, lose some, win some, lose some, win some, lose some. You're not really getting anywhere over here. But because of that, you've allowed this buy and hold to do what it does, you know? And I remember one year, man, it was right before I started the money flow Discord. I had a crazy year trading. Like I was up like 75 grand trading, only to lose most of that in like 4 trades. And then you're so mad at yourself that it's hard to function. And the thing is though, you can get it right back in the next trade, but you let your brain fuck with you.
yeah.
And what's up, Ethan?
What's up, Ethan?
Um, do we believe he has a wife? I mean, we have no evidence of this, do we? Other than him saying
Uh,
it.
and pictures. His picture.
But my mom, he knows, hopefully he knows I'm fucking with him. My mom, one time, this is my mom. When you buy pictures at Target and shit, they have people in them, those picture frames. Like if you buy a picture
Yeah,
frame,
and it
yeah,
has the picture. Yeah.
and they're like, everybody's dressed perfect. The guy's hair is perfect. These are like Hallmark people. My mom would leave them in there and put it up.
That's hilarious.
She goes, yeah, but they're better looking than our family. True, true, true. They're not hillbillies. They're not fucking in prison. You're right. They are looking people. You know, they're in sweaters and they're fucking playing at the beach. Just not. It's not our family. You know. And I always thought that was weird. But some of them, she would just like the picture of the people, and that's why she bought it.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? Like I would be like,
Yeah.
this is not normal behavior, bro.
Yeah, that's not normal behavior.
That's my mom though, and it's not harmful. It's just weird, like right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I got all kind of little stories like that about my mom. What about Raytheon?
It's breaking out too, I think.
Man. So that's a weird one, right? Like leaving the pictures. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Defense stocks. We bought these. Me and Ethan were talking about this last night. Sometimes you can buy stocks so cheap that it almost fucks up when you can buy them ever again. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like UNBX, you can't seem to buy it again.
It's hard, dude. So here's we bought, you know what? Let me check it right now. We started buying in the money flow. We started buying Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. Let me see when we started here. And we've done so well. And let's see. And it's not to brag on me. It's just the money flow and
Damn, Nucor Steel's breaking out too.
I know. Like, you ever hear other influencers or anyone talk about steel stocks besides me?
No.
No. And that's, usually when people come to me, all they want to talk about is NVIDIA, shit like that. And that's cool. We want to play those, but I'm trying to teach them how to fish. So 11/21 is when we start. 11 and 12/21. They missed earnings. So let's find it. 21. Yeah, right over here. Is it 11/21? 11. Yep. Right in here. So these are month bars. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 months straight down. Most people don't like that stock, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look on here, this is a monthly chart. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 months straight down, and then it heads up. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, big down move. Oh, we hate this stock again. And then it goes from 200 and it runs to 375, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 month, 2 months. I mean, then it's back down to 225. And you're going to think, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an entire year up to give it all back in 2 months. But if you look at it, what is it doing though? It's still generally
going up.
Going
straight
up.
up.
But in the midst of that is chaos. And we were talking about that right before we came on. Some stocks, the play is just to hold them, add on stage ones, and don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah, just do nothing.
Do nothing and buy it on. But you can't, obviously not every stock is that.
Like right now with Walgreens, is the plan to do nothing?
Right. And I think we'd all, right. I think we would all agree though, Lockheed Martin is probably a better business than Walgreens. Right?
Right.
So there is some of that. And you have to gauge, is this company out of favor or is something wrong with this motherfucker?
Mm-hmm.
God, look at these moves. This is a weekly.
Yeah. And
look at this, $600. We sold some and then I just stopped trimming because
it just kept going.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, it's like you can, let me see how much. I'm only up 39% right now because it's pulled way back. I mean, there's a big difference between 480 and 600, right?
Yeah.
Huge difference. My point, Iron Mountain is another one. I don't ever talk about
that was on my watch list too.
Right. We don't talk about this much anymore.
Because it was on a runaway for a while.
Yeah, and it hasn't really been on sale. It's kind of been fair value or overvalued. Doesn't mean it can't keep going, but when I buy shit, I want it cheap. So we started buying this. I'm pulling it up. 1120. Let's see. This is just a lesson in buy and hold here. So look over here, 1120. So November of
Yeah, that's when I
2000.
remember you talking about it way back when.
Right, because it dove, dude.
And
And
then
what you
ever since I got in, it's gone straight up.
straight up. Now I didn't know it was going to go straight up, but I did know this. But if you look at this, here's the price in 2015. It's around $23, right?
Hmm.
All the way 5 years later, it's still $23, dude. That's a lot of building and adding to a position, right?
Yeah.
But
Doesn't it take 7 years?
yeah, but people will say this is dead money. Is it?
Is it?
Is it if I then catch it and we run from $23 to 130 and you've spent 5 years building that, adding on ones, adding on ones, adding on ones. Almost nobody can do that. I mean, obviously I can. I'm Superman, but I mean, it's hard for people to do that. Uh,
Right now the Qs on the daily are at a doji.
is it really?
Yeah. Right
Yeah,
now the QQQs, it has a doji on the daily.
nice. I'll pull it up. So I'm up to 220% in Iron Mountain, but E-Trade doesn't accurately track it like M1 does. It doesn't add the dividends in.
Yeah, I'm the only one I've seen that does that.
I know. I wish they all did that because then it gives you I'm actually buying some shit over there just so I can actually track it. Like when I buy some here, I buy it there to compare.
Hmm.
Like I may only buy 2 shares there just so I can compare it.
Yeah, like when you log into M1, everything's green.
Right. You go to QQY, it's green.
It's
Art,
green.
everything is green. I log into E-Trade, everything is red. And it's like,
Yeah, like down 2000 and
yeah,
QQY, it's my
I
worst
wish
performer.
I wish there was a button you could click and it would show you the actual. But here's the thing: I have a pennant. I'm not a big fan of Seeking Alpha, but I do have a subscription there. For one feature is you can put in a ticker and it'll compare it to the S&P, and then it'll compare if you reinvested the dividends to the S&P, and so you can get the true how much is this thing truly returned,
Which is cool.
which is cool. Somebody asked about Uber. Tim said, "Good morning, Jess and GP."
Good morning.
I guess he said ladies first, says hi to you first. I won't take that personal. Let's see.
It's not age before beauty.
Is that uh, he did it opposite, right? Beauty for age, I
Yeah.
guess. It's probably a Floridian thing.
Yeah.
Oh, QQQ. Let's see.
With the doji.
Just being a gentleman. There's not many of us left. Southern gentlemen. But Florida's not the South.
No, it's definitely not. Well,
People,
at least South Florida is not yeah,
when I
Florida's not the South.
when I think of the South as a person raised in the South, like a
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
we
we're
don't
not in the
count
South.
Florida.
No,
Florida
you
is its
don't.
own thing.
We weren't even around during that.
Right. So to
We
me,
were
the
founded by
South
like
is
the
Texas,
yeah,
Louisiana,
the
Alabama, Georgia.
yeah,
Florida is its own thing.
we don't consider ourselves Southern.
Yeah. I
Oh
don't even,
no.
most of New Orleans, like if you live in the city of New Orleans, they don't even consider Louisiana as their place of, they were born in New Orleans, not Louisiana.
I wouldn't either if I lived in New Orleans. I wouldn't even want to be associated with Louisiana.
Right.
If I
Everything
lived in New
outside of
Orleans,
New Orleans, I hate.
ugh.
You've been there. It's terrible. All right. So yeah, look at this, man. It stopped here before. Look at this. And look at, oh man, this is, so look at this. Price has memory, right? Stopped here, stopped here, stopped here. It ran up, then it became support. Now it's run up, and now it's stopping at support.
We survived the crash.
The great crash. This is one of many under Trump, I assure you. But the RSI is not extreme.
Right.
but it is at support, man. I hope everybody sees that. I think it's chapter 4 of the money flow. Um, Previous high ends up being support once it breaks through. And a lot of this drawing of support resistance, this is kind of art. It just gives you ideas. But look at the TSI; they're spread wide open, man.
Yeah, it's still everything. All the indicators are pointing down.
I'm gonna start talking more and more on the money flow indicator. But notice this: if you draw a line on the money flow indicator, it almost never goes extreme.
Right. So it's like the RSI if it doesn't go extreme.
Right. If the money flow indicator, which is different than the RSI, it's slightly different, when it goes extreme, bro, it's usually a real sign. I mean, it really is. All right. You said BCAT for those in the second income stream. Let's see. Is that what you were talking about? BCAT?
Yeah. BCAT.
Dude, I totally forgot I had a trade open. Jesus fuck, dude.
Mm.
This is why I gotta have people, man. Yeah, it's starting to break out, huh?
Yep.
Oh, you like Uber?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's this is a controversy among
I agree. I
Southern
agree.
men, among Southern men that
The Panhandle is not the same type
yeah,
of people
Miami
as
is
Florida.
not America.
No, screw Miami. The Panhandle of Florida is not normal Floridian people. Like
Yeah,
Orlando compared to the Panhandle, Orlando and Miami are more similar than the I don't even know if I've never been on the Panhandle. I forget it even exists. Like,
right. So Central Florida is a different kind of people.
yeah, but it's closer to Miami. It's closer to the people in Miami than the Panhandle. Like Orlando's a huge city
Yeah,
in the center, more of the middle of nowhere, but it's still a big city and it's close to Tampa. The
and
Panhandle, I don't even know what goes on over there. Uh,
right. If you ever want to see some, I used to listen to this one podcast and they had crazy shit out of Florida, and every day they had some news. It was so funny. I mean, there's just a lot of crazy. There's this one comedian on Instagram I watch, and he's from Florida, and it's always crazy shit in Florida. It's fucking hilarious, man. Giant python snakes in pools.
Yeah,
He does all these animals, and like people put these things around their pool to keep out shit.
yeah, because you can get the alligators in the
Yeah,
canals.
yeah, yeah. Fuck that, dude. And Alec, uh, when I was a kid, my uncle had a pet
Yeah,
alligator.
Orlando is literally Puerto Rico. It's hilarious.
Now, remember the other night I told you I hung out with some people that were Cuban. Now, Miami's not just Puerto Rico; it's Cuba too, right? There's a
It's
lot of Cuban,
everything. It's a Caribbean. It's a huge Caribbean melting pot. It's
but
Dominicans, Haitians, Puerto
and they do
Ricans,
have their own
Cubans,
areas, right? Like
Bahamas,
Cubans have their,
Jamaica.
they
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
their
We
own,
got yeah. Like I live in Little Havana. Then right over there is like Alapado, which is the Dominican hood. Then there's Little
right?
Haiti.
It's very, but it's everyone's cool to interact though
Yeah,
in
like I
most
live
places,
in Little Havana. No one cares.
right? And you see that in New Orleans, except it's pretty much just like two things. Like we don't have,
Yeah,
it's pretty much black and white in New Orleans. There's not a lot of we have a growing Asian community though, and they have their own things. You know, uh, they say the most diverse city in America is Houston.
oh, wow.
Houston has more individual representative cultural groups than any city in America, but they are not. It's not as cool, like cohesive as it is that I see, like in New Orleans or in Miami, where it's okay that you're not them.
Yeah, it's okay.
They want to sell you some shit. A matter of fact, hey, while you're here, try these, or buy this. It's not a contention. A lot of let's see.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Sana.
I believe her husband's in our Discord.
How do you know?
She told me that.
Oh,
She's active on Telegram, and I hadn't recognized her, but she was so I was like, hey, I assume she was in Discord based on how active she is. I'm going to buy some boar this morning. This is one of our spec plays. I've been kind of hot on the spec plays this year.
Yeah, Bark, ENVX,
Right.
Joby.
So I've got a $6 target on boar.
You saw Fubo last week?
Fubo was one, right? Fubu. Let's see. FUBO. Come on, man. Now that was one of them, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the problem. I buy stage one, add on stage one, add on stage one, add on stage one. And it's like, I don't like this stock, Gerald. It's been 7 months and it hasn't gone anywhere. Bam, 600%. 600%. What's up now? I don't like to wait 7 months for 600% returns. People will stop buying those, right?
Yeah.
When the spec plays like that, I don't, you know this, I don't hype them. I'm going to mention them. I'm going to put it on my board. I'm not even going to text you about it because I can actually move the stock and I don't want to be fucking arrested for front running by the SEC. So I just don't even fuck with it. You know, like I don't, anything that's not a multi-billion dollar stock, I'm not going to text people about it. I'm going to bring it to your attention. I'm going to put it on the board and then I'm going to accumulate. And Boar's going to do this too. Boar's going to go from $3 to 6 or 7. People are like, oh, I forgot about that stock. I know, because you're wanting shit to move too fast. We need 6 or 7 months to build the position. And it takes, I think I was talking to Ethan about this. It takes 2 years just to get the money flow, just to go through some cycles and even understand it. I had a guy yesterday, he said he read the book. He had it down. And you don't know shit, bro. We mean you have it down. Let's see. Oh, what's another one? Mobley?
Yeah. And Mobley,
That one's
Joby.
stage 4. Now, these I'll put on the specs sheet. I'm not going to keep talking about them, but you know, we were picking up a bunch down here. To be fair, I tried up higher too. But then we ran from 12 to 22. That's a 100%.
Yep.
That's worth waiting a couple months.
Yeah,
right?
I closed Mobley on Friday.
But Jess, I bought it Thursday. When do you think this is going up? I mean, these are the questions I get. They'll be like, hey, I bought it on Thursday. When are you thinking this is going up? I'm like, oh, you know what? Probably next Tuesday around 10 p.m. it'll break out. What in the fuck, bro? How would I know that? If I was that good, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be a billionaire on an island somewhere. Bark.
Yeah, and don't forget Joby too.
Oh, look at Bark. We had some nice runs in Bark. That's another almost double. That was a 56. That was a 50 or 60%. You caught Bark, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm in Bark.
And look at this doji at the top. This is so obvious. I mean, if we're day trading, this is the, you know, that's what, like last night we did a private trading. We traded for like 2.5 hours, price trading on Bitcoin. And I have people go, oh, I didn't do it because I don't trade Bitcoin. Then you missed the whole fucking point, bro. You trade Bitcoin the same way you trade anything.
Right.
So I don't know. You sat on the couch and we did a 2.5 hour trading. Look at this. That doji is so obvious, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we sold into that. So.
And look, it broke the box and came back in.
Yeah, that's super bullish, right?
Yeah.
That is the most bullish move in the money flow. It breaks the box.
And the SPY and everything's a stage 4, but Bark's holding up.
Yeah, why would that be? It breaks the box, it comes all the way back in. That tells you this thing wants to go higher. It's probably going to go to $3 or $4. So one of the things that I look for is I'm not chasing these stocks. I go find them when they're in the dumpster, but they're real businesses. So I don't want to buy them when they're hot. I want to buy them when nobody's talking about them.
Look at Joby.
Yeah. Now, I thought Joby was some of these drones we're seeing that was flying around.
Maybe it was.
Could have been. Look at this stage. Man, look at this down here.
Huh?
Fuck, dude. Look how long we had. 6-7 months to buy it. Goes from $5 to 10. 100%. You remember we had it over here though, because I remember
Yeah.
taking it down and it coming right back into the zone. God damn. Look at this. Look at this stage 1 down here. When you get a stock doing that, it's found its bottom. You know?
Yeah.
And, if you can catch these and you look back, it's like, fuck, dude. Every stage 1 it's getting closer and closer to running. I mean, not that all of them run. Uroy's one that I don't think has it run yet. That's one of my spec plays.
Yeah. I was looking at over the weekend. I was looking at Urax, the Defiance 2X of uranium.
Right, and that's what Uroy is. URAX. Let's see.
Yeah.
See, the thing is though, yeah, you might catch a nice run in this.
Yeah, I just had it on the watch list
Yeah, it's
because
holding a stage 1 here. Here's
so
the thing.
the Uroy's a company that makes uranium.
Yeah, it's a small cap in the uranium bit play.
Yeah. Okay.
If you start reading about uranium, you're going to want to liquidate your 401k and put it all into
Hence,
uranium.
hence, hence why I was looking at Urax this week.
Right.
I was like, I get what you're saying.
This is one of those kind of plays where newsletter writers will hype it. And I used to fall prey to this. I'd be like, it's all about water stocks, man. Everything is about water. We all need water to live. Right? It makes total sense as you're thinking about it. Fuck yeah, we need water. We're running out of water. Look what happened in California. There's not enough fucking water. And then you're like, we got to buy water stocks. And then they don't do anything. It's like marijuana stocks. Everybody wanted to own marijuana stocks. You got to be careful with those little themes like that. You want to get in, but you don't want to go all in everything on those themes.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of these uranium stocks. Oh, I like this. I didn't know this. There is a city in the Panhandle called Baghdad. Jesus fuck. Imagine you're driving through, you got PTSD, and you're coming through, and it's like fucking.
Yeah.
What was that one? Damn. What was that one city? Fallujah. Jesus. Lena is wanting to know about Verizon and Ford. Let's see.
I think Verizon was stage 4 and Ford was a 1.
Yeah, Verizon is not going to do shit until bonds turn around. But I like this setup on Verizon here. This is a proxy for bonds.
Verizon?
Yes.
I've never heard you say that in my life.
Yeah. Any Dow type stock that pays a dividend, the consumer staples, utility stocks, telecom stocks, these are proxies for the TLT. They kind of move with it, but their dividend is bigger. So look at this chart, right? Double top here, right? Not words we use in the money flow, but and straight down. Okay. Let's pull up TLT. Straight down. So until this turns around, now bonds are trading below, TLT is trading below the 200-day.
Right.
Man.
Like an extreme RSI.
Yeah. Dude, if you don't own bonds and you're not looking at them now, you're a complete dipshit. But nobody's talking about them.
Yeah, like you could use your yield max money to buy a couple bonds.
Yeah. And so, but everything is still pointing down. Most people don't even know what bonds are, though. Let's see. No one ever DMs me and goes, what do you think of bonds, dude?
Yeah, we have an article on bonds. It wasn't really a hit.
Right, because people are fucking retards. People are stupid. They'd rather talk about what would be a good one. Like right now, I think Cube is an amazing buying opportunity. They're a storage facility.
Yeah, Keep Smart.
Yeah, just like public storage.
PSA.
Nobody's asking me about that.
Cube's a stage 4.
Yeah, they want to know about Uber. Way to think deep, guys. Let's don't spend 5 minutes going past the fucking obvious. And that's one of my missions is to help people to take stocks to a higher level, man. Like um, looks like a pump and dumps now. I don't know what that means. You can't really pump and dump bonds. Bonds are the most owned asset in the world. The people buying this are like China, the country, sovereign
Yeah.
wealth funds. Like this is it's backed by the US Army is what bonds are backed by. The trend is to the downside. If this keeps going down, we have a real problem for the stock market, for everything, like for housing. This causes the interest. The lower this goes, the higher interest rates go. So when the market was flying, bonds were up here, So we have a real problem right now. I would personally, I'm taking the other side of this trade. I want to get long. So I'm trading the TMF, the triple. I mean, it's down 100% from where it was.
Yeah, I'm reading TMF now.
So let's see Ford. Ooh. I don't think Ford goes much lower here. I mean, obviously it could do what it wants to do.
I would wait for it to get above the 5.
Now, you ever heard of the moving average convergence divergence?
Yeah.
That's what the MACD is.
Yeah.
Created by a guy named Charles Appel in the 1980s. I think it was 83, 86, something like that. It was a trading system. I don't use the crossover. I just use the histogram. He didn't create the histogram. He created the moving crossover. It was like a strategy. It was a system in and of itself. And there's a couple ways you can use it. Most people don't use it the right way. We're seeing divergence, though. If you look, price is at a low, but look at the MACD histogram. It's not. So let me show people what I mean. So low, right? Higher.
Now it's flat.
Okay. But that was that low. But now
Uh,
price has come down and the histogram hasn't. See that?
yeah. And
That's
where
called
the money flow
divergence.
indicator's pointing straight up.
Yeah. And so we saw a low on the money flow indicator, which was this. Prices continued to go down, and yet the money flow indicator continues to go up. That's divergence. The price is diverging from the indicators. So then the next question would be, what does that mean, Sensei? Boom.
You gotta follow the price.
Yeah, I would expect it to, price is king, obviously, but I'm expecting now this is when you can start looking at volume, like look how low this volume is. So, that's something we can look at is, I don't too much get into volume.
And the MACD's kind of flat.
It's flat.
The histogram.
So for whatever reason, everything has diverged from price. Price is going down, but the other indicators are not. And we're coming into a previous low. So
And the 20's pointing down.
yeah, everything's pointing straight down. So we have divergence here. I would wait, like you said, and if price gets above the 5, I would get in. So this is interesting that it's diverging like this. That makes me not trust the price movement. And as we're coming into a previous, we've been here before. The only thing that doesn't we're not at extreme yet. So can't get all that from a filter I like to run filters, Gerald, because I'm busy. Let's see. LMT and AMG are up today.
Yeah. Amgen's breaking out.
I like Verizon here. It's still a stage 4 decline. You might have an anchor point here, but we don't know, right? But
Yeah,
it's
or
right. Yeah.
could you look at the XLC
Let's
and
see.
see what that's doing?
I hate this. The XLC is one of the dumbest sectors.
It's the best performing sector of last year.
I know, and it's dumb to me. Like the sector, what constitutes the sector to me is it's like fucking AT&T and Meta and
Yeah,
Google.
internet stocks.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense to me. But it, like you said, it was one of the best performing. Now look at the very top. How could you have known?
Is it? Are you showing us the RSI?
Yeah, I mean like oh shit, I'm sorry. So here's the this is the XLC.
Yeah, look at the Doji.
Yeah, how could you have known that the top was in? Like, a perfect doji at the top, right? Right
Mm-hmm.
here. Fucking amazing, dude. So if you've been in that run, I mean, you got to take some down there. I mean, it's so obvious. It breaks away from the stuff. It puts in a
Yeah,
doji. I mean,
I'm sure if you looked at like Google, Reddit, and Netflix, they all got similar charts to the XLC.
oh, do they have Reddit in that too?
Yeah, Reddit's considered an internet stock.
It's not in the XLC, is it?
Yeah.
Is it really? Let's see Google. I don't see a doji, but I do see stage, it was forming a stage 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Reddit's an internet stock.
Well, I get that. I just didn't think it was in that.
Yeah, it's in the XLC
Huh.
with
Just
Snap.
just not a big fan of XLC. Now,
But that
someone
was
mentioned municipal bonds. I'm not a big fan of municipal bonds, but the 10-year and the 20, they're super important. Let's see. Like, look at O. There's so much shit on sale right now. Look at O, the dividend company. This thing is steadily paid a dividend every month. It's now trading below the 200-day. This is when you want to buy these.
right. Like RAM is below the 200, but that one's not. It hasn't gone sideways yet.
Ooh, yeah, look at RIM. Now, RIM is one of our tier ones, right? In the second income
Yeah.
stream. The only bad thing about this bad boy is it only pays quarterly.
The good thing is when you get the payment, it is fat.
It is fat, and that's why you can offset
And
that a
then
little bit
it's
with
kind of
what
safe because you have
AGNC, ARR. Those are two
oh
funds that make this up that pay monthly.
O too.
O does, yeah. Yeah.
DLR and IRM pay monthly too.
Yeah, those aren't really on sale though, are they?
No,
Yeah,
no, because those are data REITs.
right. And these are mortgage REITs. I mean, RIM is a mortgage REIT,
Right.
mortgage-backed securities, MBSs.
Right. But if you wanted to diversify your REITs, like IRM and DLR are good ones when they go on sale, obviously.
Here's one. PRM, firefighting supplies. Mm,
Dude, I heard they went to fight the fire and the fire hydrants didn't even have water. So what
right,
supplies if you can't even get water?
right. I don't think you need it in California.
Yeah.
The let's see. They had cut back on shit. Let's see. I mean, you have to if you're going to give poor people free things. You got to cut back somewhere. Let's see. What was the ticker? PRM. Yeah, not much of a move out of this thing though. Huh. I mean, the time to buy this bitch was back here at $7, huh?
We can't we can only see
Oh, sorry.
RAM.
I ran from, look at this. This is that firefighting supply. It didn't really do much. You think it'd be ripping right now.
I mean, if they don't have water, how can they use their supplies?
I don't know. I'm sure they have other shit, other supplies besides water. Other things, like
Yeah, but
clothing or shelf. I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming. There's firemen got to have these blankets they can lay down and cover themselves. So the fire blows over them. I trained for that for a while when I was at Fort Hood to go help with fires.
wow.
Yeah, shit sucks. Uh, Now, one thing I will tell you, whenever you can look at something and use logic, it tends not to do that. I don't know why. Otherwise, all the smart people
Yeah.
would be rich.
Yeah, Home Depot is a stage one, but according to Morningstar, it was overvalued.
Yeah, those fires aren't enough to move those stocks. It tried to, and then it just sold right back off. It's a stage one, though. Everything's set up on this. Hold on.
And
This is Home Depot right here.
yeah, Home Depot set up.
And this is not one you get on sale either.
Yeah.
It's been expensive my entire adult life.
I did check Yahoo though, and they had a higher price target than Morningstar. Like if you use the Yahoo Finance, it
Yeah.
was undervalued compared to what it is now. I think the price target for the year was 480,
Mm. Man.
but Morningstar has it overvalued or fair value. I don't remember.
Hmm. I'm not in it. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I am through indexes, but
I'm in it.
you're in Home Depot?
In my wife's account, that's her favorite store.
Lowe's. I'm not in Lowe's.
Me neither.
Um, they've just always been too expensive when I go to play them. DPST. We do like that stock. Somebody says that MFA is bleeding. That's a mortgage REITs, man. They're all bleeding. That's the wind. So whatever you're trading, try to find the wind. So for MFA, right here,
XLR.
yeah, MFA is a mortgage REIT. So REM is its main, or REM, or what's the other one? Mort.
Mort.
Yeah, MORT. These are ETFs, and you've noticed they're down. So it's down at 1.45%, and REM is down 1.49%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now let's check an individual stock. So like MFA is an individual mortgage REIT, and it's down 1.5%, right in line with the index.
Yeah, I think Brett mentions a couple REITs ETFs like Mort and REM.
Mm-hmm.
He had mentioned two other ones that pay monthly. I don't remember the names off the top of my head, but he found two REITs that are REIT ETFs that are like those that but they pay monthly.
You just got to make sure you don't, when you're looking at this, when you're doing, say, a second income stream or building a buy and hold, don't be careful getting too loaded up. Sometimes you might focus on the month they pay monthly. Next thing you know, you got a lot of exposure to mortgage REITs. And people tend to lump REITs together. It's a REIT. Okay, but what kind of REIT?
Mm-hmm.
A hospital REIT or a traditional real estate REIT is different than an MBS REIT. This is an MBS, a mortgage-backed security. This is what took down the country in 2008. So if you ever want to read some interesting shit, go read up on mortgage REITs. These are the guys that own your mortgage. So when you get a mortgage and it gets sold, if you've gotten a mortgage, you're probably thinking, God damn, all these questions they ask,
It gets sold. It got sold like twice in the closing, and
Yeah.
now I'm on my third. First I had Penny Mac, then I had Flagstar, now I got Mystery Cooper.
Right. And that's being sold privately from broker to broker. And for them, they'll go in and buy 1,000 of those.
Yeah, they package them up like
They
with
package
similar
them up.
loans.
And then every single loan will be the same as you. They're 34 years old. They had a 780 credit score. They make 70,000. They have X number. You are literally the same as everyone you're
People
packaged with.
people in their 30s make at least 6 figures.
Yeah. And that'll be an A level thing. Well, then maybe a C level is they had a 650 credit score. They barely qualified. They use an FHA. They put 3% down. You know, they're new, they're under 30 years old. And so you can lump all of these based on their risk parameters. And so the ones that are like, he's 50, this is their third home, they make 500,000 a year, you're not going to get the same.
Yeah, they're packaging the REITs, the mortgages together and selling it as a mortgage-backed security and on to the next.
Right. And so then I'll get people that tell me, oh, I want to do real estate. And it's like, okay, but you're limiting real estate to just buying a house, putting someone in it and collecting rent. There's a shit ton more to real estate than just that concept. So if let's say you live in New York or California, you're like, oh, real estate's too expensive here. There's a lot of different kind of real estate, guys. So in the meantime, while you're learning about real estate, you could be learning how mortgages work. So you could put your money into a mortgage REIT. You could be learning how malls and shopping center REITs work. You could be putting your money in. So you can follow real estate. Data REITs. That's real estate, man.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard?
IRM.
Yeah, and you know this, and I'm saying it for the audience, but what does Michael Saylor describe Bitcoin as? What's one of the comparisons he makes of owning
Oh,
Bitcoin?
real estate into New York.
It's like buying Manhattan in 1880.
Yeah, there's
You
only
know,
a limited supply.
that's why I own property in the French Quarter. That doesn't always
Right.
mean
That's
people.
why the French Quarter is Bitcoin Cash like.
It is. People don't understand. There's only 2,200 houses in the French Quarter. You are not allowed to paint them or do anything to them. You have to be rich to own one. Or I don't know why you would be there because there's no jobs and it's the poorest state in America. Unless you're going to be a dishwasher or a bartender, which cannot afford fucking $500 square foot houses. So it's like owning a Ferrari or something. It's a trophy property, like having a beach condo. But that's what these things like DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, this is what those things have done for the world that people missed. They opened up a world that wasn't available. Like normal people cannot own beach condos. It's fucking expensive. Even paid for, mine's $2,000 a month if you're not even using it.
Yeah,
Okay,
now people can have the opportunity to go for vacation in one.
right, you could rent it. So yeah, you go use it and then you rent it. Now you're going to say, oh, we'll offset it. That's all bullshit. You're not. You're going to get tired of going there. You think it's cool. You only think it's cool because you can't do it. Just like your new car, it was cool for 6 months and making people take their shoes off. Now you don't give a fuck about that car. That is owning a beach house. It means nothing once you own it. I mean, it really,
Unless you love the beach and you're a huge water sports person.
yeah. I'm not saying there's not some people that's their calling in life, but the people who think it is typically, like you live in New York, you're like, oh, if I had a beach house, I would. Man, I'm telling you, I have one and it's boring as fuck. There's
Yeah,
no
I
one
agree.
there with a job. No one lives at the fucking beach. Everyone
I agree.
visits and they leave. And anyone that lives there is old. There's no 30-year-olds kicking it
Yeah.
at the beach, man.
Yeah, I love going to the beach, but usually less than 2 hours, I'm ready to go. It's
Yeah.
hot, I'm sandy.
Yeah. There's only so
Just
much to do. And you're like, hey, let's go party. Where? Where? All the bars suck. It's not even the same as like Miami or New Orleans. I'm telling you. But if you want quiet and waves and sound, yeah, that's your spot.
yeah.
My point to all that is sometimes your dreams come true and it's not what you were thinking. For 15 years, I wrote that on a piece of paper, buy a beach house. Let's see.
You manifested it.
I did. I've manifested literally everything I ever wanted. And once you got it, you're like, huh, I was thinking this would be different. And when I first got that, I'm gonna be honest, you guys made AG&C is a good buy here, and it's now underneath the 200. I would let's say you're not in this stock. You're going to have a chance to buy it. This is ARR, but ARR pays monthly too.
Mhm.
So you have a chance to buy this at a low. And what if they wait and they catch it down here and they buy a chunk and then it runs to 10? They may have a chance to actually be red in the fucking stock and collect the dividend. Where if a guy was buying it up here on this stage one, he's now in the
In the
red.
red,
Not,
yeah.
I meant the other way. I meant you could be in the green. I've been in the red and AG&C for 12 years. I don't know what the real return is. I have no idea. The dividend keeps growing. I know that. 190
Yeah.
minutes.
I got AG&C in a couple of accounts. It's on my watch list.
Yeah. Pretty much everything everyone says they want, if you got it, that wasn't what you wanted. It was trying to be able to get it. Does that make sense? Like when you work out, you want to get in shape. Okay, well, once you're in shape, what now? You're like, oh, well, I got to refine this, or let me get a little. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you realize is it's the process of doing it that's the pleasure. And then you're like, oh, I got to get this little ab here. I want them to see this little. I mean, right? That's how you end up doing it. And somehow you're like, oh, look at my abs. And you're showing people. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Nobody cares that you have abs. Like, that's what you soon realize is all that hard work and all that effort and you put it in there. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but
Nobody,
it's for them though. They
it's for
want the
them, though.
abs.
That's what I'm trying to say. Don't expect anyone to pat you on the back. Nobody wants to hear that you got a beach house. Nobody gives a fuck. I mean, on Instagram they might, but you're going to go to your
Yeah.
family and go, hey, Dad, look what I did. He don't care. Let's see. That was a surprise for me. I'm going to be honest. I thought everyone, like, when I hit a lot of goals, everybody would be happy for me. They're not.
They're uncomfortable and jealous.
Yeah, they got their own problems.
But some people are happy because then it makes it seem possible for them to get one.
Yeah, those are always strangers. So ECC,
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
true.
like you might be happy. You're like, wow, if G can do this, I actually hung out with him. He's not that goddamn smart. If he can do this, I can do
Yeah,
this.
like followers are gonna say, "Hey,
Mhm.
congratulations."
That's why I show them off. I mean, show these things. Like if people visit me, I drive them around and show them rental houses. I just want them to know it's real. Anybody can do it. Even rental houses, people think, well, I'll get one. That'll change my life. No, all you did is add work to your life. Like it's not going to change your financial life having one rental, two rentals, three rentals, four rentals. None of these are changing your financial. It's the accumulative effort over a long period of time that changes it. Same in trading. So ECC, look at these stage one buy opportunities we had.
No brainer.
No brainer, dude. So once this is on here, I'm tracking like 76 stage ones or tier ones. I think a lot of people are confused by what tier ones are. I love how, though, I've recently had someone break everything down like it was so simple, as if like, duh. And I'm like, well, you weren't doing it 3 months ago. Why not? If it's so simple, why weren't you doing it?
Yeah, because you're just making it look simple.
Yeah, it's simple because I showed it to you. And you're halfway smart. So you fucking read it. And then you said, hey, okay, let me apply this and let me just study it for a little while. And then 90 fucking days into it, you know it. And it seems
Right.
simple. And it's like, yeah, but no, you weren't doing it 3 years ago. So a lot of times the most simplest of things can change our life. Let's see. He said, hire a real estate manager. I would rather shoot myself in the head with a shotgun. Every manager of real estate I have ever met sucks. They're realtors. Everyone has this impression that realtors know real estate. Realtors don't know fuck nothing. Nothing. Your realtor is probably a lady who's dressed nice, who doesn't know shit about HVACs or how plumbing works or what type of roofing material that is on the roof or how old the windows are or when they don't know anything. What they know is comps. They know what the house next door or the house on these streets sold for. They don't know what type of siding this is or what kind of grass you have in the yard. They've never crawled underneath a house and they've never gone in a fucking attic.
Yeah,
I
definitely not.
yeah, a real these what people refer to as real estate managers are just people that collect rent for you.
Yeah.
Every time there's a problem, they're going to call you to get authorization to fix the problem. And then when they fix the problem, they're going to call their brother-in-law to do the work and they're going to add 10 or 20% on top of the price so they can fuck you out of a little bit more money and they call that doing business.
The
So, yeah.
property managers do that?
Yes. It's all a fucking scam, dude. Realtors and property manager are a fucking scam.
Like, they're saying they'll get their brother, and then the brother will charge more and
Yes.
then give you the receipt.
Yes.
Now you don't know. Okay.
Right. How are you going to know? So
Well, wouldn't your property manager have to use the people you use to fix shit? Or they're
well,
gonna have their own?
they're going to have their own. This is what they're going to tell you. Hey, I got my own people. This is the pitch to you. You don't have to do anything. I got the plumbers like, yeah, of course he does. And then he adds 10% and either gets a kickback or he pays the bill minus 10%. And so he gets profit on every one of your problems. Every time you have a fucking problem, he gets paid extra money to fix the fucking problem. He has an actual financial incentive to fuck your house up. So, yeah, that's property managers. And then you get people doing turnkey. That's about as dumb as can be. Oh, it's already fixed. No, that's because you're the sucker. Anyway, don't get me going on that shit. Anything that's easy and here's the other thing too. People lie, man. Realtors are liars. Bankers are liars. Lawyers are liars. Someone you trust. Who in the fuck would that be, bro? How would you know you could trust them? You guys laid in bed together? What would make you think you could trust a person? I mean, how do you define that? I like the way they do their hair. They look trustworthy.
Yeah, it'd literally have to be someone you knew that you actually trusted.
Yeah, because no one you know, no good friends or no people you know have ever lied or fucked you over.
That's what I'm saying. It would literally have to be a special person.
Right. No family members have ever lied or fucked you over. Like all of us can, dude. I'm telling you, property manager, don't even bother. You're just do it yourself, you lazy fucking. Yeah, this is why, we always self-manage.
But if you had a shitload, if you had 100 houses and you're out of state, you might have to get
I have
one.
128 stocks. I research all of them. There's no reason to get married if they can't manage your properties. Oh,
Right,
boom.
because you have
Boom.
a wife that you could trust to manage your properties.
That's
Not
the only
everyone's.
person. Yes. That or a business partner that you've been through the shit with, maybe. I don't trust anyone else, man. So when you're like, I get people all the time, well, my wife doesn't, I didn't fucking ask what they want to do. This is what we're doing. Like if you don't have that attitude, you're not even going to be able to buy property anyway. Like you fuck around, wait until everybody wants to do some shit. Let me get going. Let's see.
I just got some boar.
I like the board play. Board goes to $6. Let's see. Kava. Let's talk a little bit about Kava, man. God damn. It's still right in there, though, right?
Right.
Still right in here. Oh, man. I like this stuff.
Me too.
If you have over $1 million, typical, if you want Goldman Sachs will manage your money, they're typically going to want 1 to 2% management fee. So on $1 million, what is that? 10 to 20,000
Yeah, and then what if you're paying capital gains tax?
and
And
capital
then
gains
and
tax.
then if it's pre-tax, then you got to pay that tax. So by the time you're not really getting 9%, you're getting like 3.
Right. So let's add that up, and then so I got about 3 million in real estate and about 1 million in the stock market. So on the real estate, they're going to get 10% is usually common for regular, 20% for vacational rentals. So we probably don't pay out 50 to 60,000 a year in just fees that would have been managing our shit.
Yeah, like when people sign up at work for the 401k, they're like, "Oh, only 1% management fee."
Mm,
Well, if the gains is only 7% that year,
right.
and the fee is 1 to 2%.
Right.
Well, you just gave away
Right.
almost half your return to
And
the
then if,
fee.
let's say you have 12 houses, they're going to need to be painted, by the way. I don't know if you know that, about every 5 to 7 years. Well, if you got, like I got 17 of them, guess what? There's a lot of fucking painting going on. There's a lot of changing in this and that. Well, if you can paint, I mean, a house could be 6 to 10,000 to paint. So if I'm already saving 50 to 60,000 and just in fees and I haven't done any work, what if I paint a couple houses? Now we're at 100 fucking grand and I could just, it gives me a part-time job. Like, yeah, there's, unless you have just an enormous sum of money, I'm not paying them to do it, you know. Now, some people will give me this, well, I can make more money doing this. Well, go then do that. I don't know. Inflation beats you too. Well, the whole reason to own dividend stocks in real estate is to beat inflation. So a lot of people that were, I advocate doing real estate, and that's what you were saving for too, right? And then we
Mhm.
started doing the second income stream, and it's like the reality is, if we wait for you to buy a property in Miami, I mean, goddamn, by the time you get enough money saved to where you can find one
And then fix it.
and then fix it, all that money, if you add up, you're probably going to be 60, maybe 70 grand in from down payment, repairs, all that bullshit.
Oh,
But
at
that,
least 100 or 2 grand,
yeah, let's say
200
100.
with fixing it. Yeah, the down payment, at least 100 grand.
And you're probably going to make 400 a month, maybe 3 or 400, a month cash flow. Or we could take that 100, borrow 100, and now we're making 9,000 a month in dividends, and we don't fix anything. We don't talk to anyone.
Yeah,
We
or
don't write any leases. We don't get up in the morning. When you explain that, it blows people's mind. I mean,
yeah, or you could like go just fly to instead of Miami, fly 2 hours to Puerto Rico, buy a house cheaper, get no
mhm,
capital gains tax, like what is it, 4%? And all those capital gains tax you could that you saved, you can roll into some fucking foundation. And then
right,
you start the Gerald Peters hospital with some shit from your
right.
stock
Or
for
or just keep your fucking job and work till you're an old person and just fuck it, be broke. Like, I mean that work till you're 65 thing. I haven't seen that work out very well for many people. I mean, my neighbor retired. He works part time at Home Depot now. I don't call that winning. I'm not mad at him. I get it. I mean, I get it. There's people that need something to do. My idea of something to do isn't working at fucking Home Depot. Like, that's not my retirement plan. I'm not knocking anybody that's doing it. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not teaching that though. Who's buying that course? Hey, work 30 years and then when you retire, you can work part-time at retail. Are you buying that course?
no.
So it's like sometimes I say that and there's somebody doing that and it's like, bro, I'm not knocking what you're doing. I'm just trying to take the 30-year-old so they never have to do that. He didn't have to do that. I gave him a copy of my book when I wrote it. He could be rich right now, but instead he works at Home Depot. And he just started
And
asking me about
he's the one
Bitcoin.
that returned the book?
Yeah. And then last week he stopped me on the road to ask about Bitcoin. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, God damn, I need to sell my Bitcoin. I mean, that was my first thought, but I'm not going to do that. But it was just like, wow, he was right there with me the whole time. I wouldn't
Wow.
pay you to trade with you, Gerald. I'm just going to go get a part-time job at Home Depot. Or he could have just traded with me. The Hershey's, man. Let's look at Hershey's. God damn, dude.
You can't see it.
I'm sorry. This is just. I trimmed 20% up here, remember?
Yeah.
That was the
And that's because
buyout.
they were gonna have but then the deal didn't go through.
No, and it
The
came. I put it back
came
on
right
here.
back.
I put it back on here and it went straight down.
Yeah, I remember I trimmed not much and I kept the rest.
The lesson there is that's it went right to the previous high and stopped.
And the true value I think was 210.
210. It got right up there. Boom. We took some down. That's how you play it. And plus it banged through the B&B. I'm down in this. The thought of selling this is just, there's no way, bro. This is so
Oh
cheap.
no, I'm not selling it. I like the
Yeah,
stock.
I do too. And it's just like, but you gotta, when you wake up, and you get a pop and it goes all the way to true value and it talks of a, normally I won't even sell it when it talks of a takeover, but I think the takeover bid was like 210, so it was right there. Sometimes go look and read it. Don't just immediately sell it. Like remember when ETRN was taken
Yeah.
it popped to like $9, but if you read it, it said they were going to pay 11. And it's like, bro, we're not even at the price yet. So there wasn't, people didn't believe it enough to run it to the price. And so then you wait. Kellogg's was another one. Yeah. So if you're in with me and I don't start selling it right away, that means I believe it's going higher. You know, we got Dell. Is this guy in? Hey, who's this? This guy talks a lot. Is this guy in Discord?
I don't know.
Shamzul Patath Aman. Hey, bro, you need to join Discord much as you talk. Let's look at Dell. We got a friend that trades Dell. Got a Doji. I don't care about Dell. I mean, there's just nothing about Dell that jumps off at me.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard about Dell till our friend brought it up. And I was like, what the hell? Dell still exists?
Look at Freeport, man. Dude, this is the play.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, I love this setup. This stock has been a big part of my life. It even had we already had a box going and it broke it and came back up into it. The true value, I think, is what, like 150, 147, something like that.
$51.
51. That's where it went to last time. The last two times it stopped at true value. So if the true value is that, it's an obvious target, right? So I'm doing it as a B&B trade. I mean, that's $46. Now, for the audience, what would be the wind on Freeport McMoran? It's
Copper.
Copper. This is the largest copper manufacturer in America. So if copper's in a downtrend, it'd be very difficult for this stock to go up. I'm gonna let you do this. You like Nike, right?
Yeah, I mean, it in my buy and hold. It was on my watch list for a B&B trade. Now it's 1 cent almost above the 5.
Let's see.
If it closes above the 5, I'd add.
Man, look at, and you remember we can borrow remember I used to teach this a lot. I don't teach this way anymore.
And look, the money flow indicator went extreme. The MACD's ticking up.
I need to get back to it. I need to get Ethan to teach this. So whenever we got an anchor point, right? Price is above the 5, like you said, but there's only 3 bars.
Yeah, it's 1 cent below the 5, technically.
Right. But anytime you have a spot like over here where it stopped, you can borrow 1 bar. That's what I used to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can jump in quicker because you have extra confirmation. I want to see the TSI start to curve. Look at that. That's the curve that I talk about.
Yeah.
This is the birth of a baby. Look at this, dude. Look at the money flow. Look what happened last time. Yeah. Oh, it didn't quite get it, but it did run. So these things, they're not perfect, but these are just signs. And so I'm looking at 6 things, and when they all start lining up, man, it's like, look at RSI. But we need price to get above the 5. And then if you do it, boom, you hit it. If I'm a swing trader, my target's $78. Easy peasy. That's just easy money right there. I was trading the TQ. I just closed it out for $180 gain.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
that was just one trade.
Yeah. It just had been going up and up and up and up and up. Watch. Look at these moves, man. That's on 1 minute.
Straight up since noon.
Yeah. So stopped here before. Look at that. Boom. Did it again. So easy to. So I just wait for support. Boom. And then what? As soon as price gets above the 5. See it? Just like we're talking about on these daily charts, right?
Yeah.
And then my first target was right around previous high, right around in here. But guess what? That's also where the 200 was. They coincided. And so, boom. And then if you look, RSIs are hitting right in that zone anyway, right?
Yeah.
So now we're taking a correction. I imagine it'll come back to the 20, and then I wait for price to get above the previous bar. And that's bar by bar trading. We did that for about 2.5 hours last night. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Lena wasn't there though. She was resting. I'm going to rest on the couch. I don't want to trade for 2.5 hours. Let's see. Oh, there's so many people that could have benefited so much, and they just didn't. Hey, but you got some sleep. Nothing like just choosing personal comfort over fucking being badass. It was too short notice, Gerald. My wife wouldn't let me.
Wait.
That literally most people. It's because they weren't allowed to. They're not allowed to learn to be stock traders. Let's see. We need another day or so. I'm gonna do another one, man. As long as people want to do them, I enjoy doing them. I'm not gonna let Ethan in again, though. He already knows it.
Right.
He doesn't need to trade with me. Next one,
What if he wants to?
Well, the next one will be one-on-one, and then I'm gonna yell at him. See, now I know he knows enough, right? I've been nice. I've lured him in. Sparked. Oh, now the training begins. Right? You know that. That's how it goes. And then I'm like, is that what you think? Is that what we should do? Really? Then it starts.
Yeah, you haven't yelled at him yet.
Right. That's the best trading, though. Once they're competent, once they know things, and it's just me and them, then we can get into some shit, man. Let's see. Somebody said same here. Well, Sunday night may not. It was kind of short notice. I did that on purpose, though, just testing the idea. I wanted to make sure the tech worked and everything. I didn't want to do it and then it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably do another one. It was fun. It's just price action. You're just watching Bitcoin price action, and it's not what we're trading. It's what we're doing while we're trading. So I may do another one. I don't know. I just noticed I don't have the. I had the money flow logo on there. Hey, if you guys are interested in the second income stream, especially if you're a day trader, I think this could help change your day trading. You can turn your day trading account into a cash machine and still day trade, make a lot of goddamn money. Or swing trade. Jess does it. I do it. Showed a lot of people how to do it. I think it's amazing. They said AMD's breaking out on a 1 hour. Let's cover this last one. And
AMD I just looked at AMD. It was stage 4.
He was saying on a 1 hour.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Because I was looking at adding the AMDY, just like a drip.
Well, that's not a breakout.
It's just a stage 1.
Yeah, bro. That's not a breakout in money flow terms. That's just a top of the box move. I mean, you could say it's trying to break out of the box, but it's not a breakout in the traditional sense. But it is a move. It's just at the top of the box, right?
Yeah. It's not a breakout, obviously. I was looking at Square because this Friday the yield max Square pays, but it's still a stage 4. Has a doji though.
On Square?
Yeah. The RSI is not extreme.
Breakout. Those are breakouts. But it is a nice move. There is a doji there. I mean, everything's pointing up. So, hey, maybe you get a run, man. Maybe you get a run. Market looks good, man. Everything looks good. Anything you want to add, Jess? I don't want to keep us on here forever. I know we both.
No, everything looks good.
I'm up. Is that it, dude? Wow, I would have thought I was up a hell of a lot more. I must have been down way more than I thought. All said and done, I'm only up $100 trading live here on. I didn't even show it on the screen. I was just doing it while we're live. I must have been down a lot more than I thought, dude. Because I thought, I mean, I just closed out a $180 trade. I'm only up
Yeah, that's
100
huge.
bucks. So I took some losses. I wasn't even. Is you ever do that? Like sometimes you're day trading, you look and you're like, I can't be down $400. Like,
Yeah.
and then you
Or
have a big win and you're thinking you're doing okay, and then you go look and you're not. It's like fuck. Mine shows 20 on the 1 hour. Not sure what I'm missing.
shows above the 20 on the 1 hour.
You're showing that
Oh,
on AMD? I'm not.
let me check.
Yeah. Because I'm showing the maybe you have a 20 exponential. We're using a 20 simple.
Yeah, AMD on the hourly, mine looks the same as yours.
Yeah, bro. So I don't know. Yeah. US records. I don't know if you're probably one of those dudes on TradeView looking at your gross ass black screen on the yeah, I don't know, man. Double check it. You could be, make sure you have a 20 and make sure you don't, we're using a simple 20, not it. I use exponential on the 5 and 10. I use simple on the 20 and 200. So if that helps. That's it, man. I appreciate everybody coming on.
Thanks for having me, GP.
Yeah. Hang tight.
I will.
Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you. I wish I need a cool exit, but I can only do that thing on the end. I got to figure this out.